from the very beginning I've known you. We worked Border City Wrestling together. So 2000,
maybe 2000 or 2001.
2001.
Yeah, because Scott would always bring me down and stuff like that. Yeah. So.
And Rhino looks the same.
Yeah, I try.
18 years ago.
I did pay her to say that. Come over here and put me over. Pay me compliments.
What do you do to keep your skin so young?
Well, Italian. I'm Italian, so that I don't know really. A lot of sun. They say that's bad.
I thought you were about to say something else.
No.
A lot of sun?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So.
We're happy to have you back.
Thank you. It just seems like yesterday. I was coming over here in my 1985 Dodge Horizon, which I'd cross my fingers and pray to God it made it back across the border. And that was a little jalopy. But yeah, just seemed like yesterday. Yeah. And then just coming over here to meet up with guys, throughout the years to go on road trips and stuff, whether it was in Ontario or, heading down south and stuff. This was always like the meeting point. Windsor, so. But yeah, it's just, a lot of good memories. I wouldn't trade them for the world. I'd trade them for a shitload of money. I'm kidding. I wouldn't sell out like that. Only the memories with Dreamer and D'Amore. I would sell those. It wouldn't cost you that much either.
Rhino's a hell of a performer. I know he's been held back for quite some time, and I think he's an addition to the Impact roster because he is an intense person. I've known him since day one in his wrestling career from the original ECW, and he will help this company immensely with his work ethic, and he's an all-around good guy, even though I don't like him.
Having a guy like Rhino back in Impact Wrestling is a big deal right now. He left other companies because he wasn't complacent, just sitting around and collecting a paycheck, and I respect that at the end of the day. To have a guy like him back in Impact Wrestling is priceless.
Well, I had an opportunity to re-sign, and they offered me more than double what I was making, and it's just I'm that type of guy that I want to be on the road. I want to get in that ring and fuck someone up or get fucked up. I want to be that guy in the ring, hitting someone with the steel chair. I've been doing this for 24 years now, and I've learned a lot along the way. I want to be that guy in the ring teaching the younger generation, whether it's men or women, it doesn't matter. I want to be that guy in the back that, a 19-year-old Rhino comes up and says, hey, can you watch my match? And say, yeah, and then point out the strengths, point out the things that they need to improve on, and develop a relationship where they can rely on me to give them good advice, and I always tell them, like, my advice might not be the best advice for you, but at the end of the day, you be you. Don't try to impress me. You be you and work hard, good attitude, and you'll go a long way. I mean, if I can find the next wrestling superstar, then I feel like I've given the wrestling business more than my career. Plus, it's awesome going out and the fans chanting your name. I'm not gonna fucking lie.
It was a surprise to see Rhino. Came in the dressing room today, and he's one of those guys I'm happy to see because the brotherhood from ECW back in the day. And of course, he's a fellow Michigander, and he's super cool, and he's always been like in the Sabu clique, in case you didn't know that. Although he didn't fit by the crazy standards as I remember it, he was a lot more straight-laced. In other words, he would be the designated driver if crazy people weren't allowed to drive. The Rhino that I know has always been a good guy, and I would like to kick Rhino's ass now that I think about it. One more time.
Spot me on this stretch. Hey, get that for Impact.
What are you guys doing?
Hey, you said they can edit, right? Now your turn, man. All right, we're just spotting here, okay? nothing different going on other than spotting.
Yeah.
Dreamer, come on over here, baby. Lance?
I don't do things like
Oh,
that.
yeah, he's too serious. What's that?
When are you up?
I'm gonna fuck people up at the end of the night. Is this all the end of the night?
Got some oils in there just for you.
Rhino, you ready to get photos?
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Okay, as soon as
Can you do it long ways, please? We look thinner. You're still insulting me after all these years. Thank you. Hang on.
that works. You can have a third disagreement.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
It's because in case we die,
Good memories.
So I can post a picture and say, these were my friends and now we're dead. Ah, because it's all about social media, right? You millennial marks, skinny jean marks.
Oh, she said.
why don't you talk about the time he broke your leg and then you still wrestled 17 minutes with a broken leg and he never apologized and you guys had heat for years.
Back then you never apologized. I'm sorry now.
The real stuff that nobody likes to talk about.
Yeah, Fonzie goes, I think he's hurt. Daddy, throw me in the
This
crowd.
ankle, no, maybe this ankle. I remember it was one of these two for sure.
And wrestled 17 minutes with a broken leg. That's why he's my favorite wrestler still.
And I know I'm crushing it with these shoes because people tell me all day.
That his girlfriend cleaned for him, and if you see on Instagram, she scrubs them.
Did she film herself scrubbing
Yes,
them?
she said, what girlfriend would ever do this? That's how much she loves
bought them
You're
and
awesome.
scrubbed them. She got me looking fly. Thanks, Katie.
When you say fly, you're not. Hey, what do you mean? That was my t-shirt.
I can't do that pose.
Want to give it a try?
Maybe.
Nice, right there, hold that. Very nice. Yeah, as mean as you can on the face. Here?
We have a lot of great talents here. We don't have a lot of guys that have been there, done that. We don't have a lot of guys that have been on the big stage, that have been around long enough to get some of the nuances of what we do. Like we've got such a crew of fresh guys that are super talented, but it's just crafting that to get them to the next level. And a guy like Rhino being around, I think it really helps that.
That's good. Just really starting to get into the mindset, so zoning in. I like looking out at the crowd, seeing the people, feeding off of them. So, but I don't want them to see me just yet, I don't want to spoil anything.
Jeez, I've known Rhino for probably 20 plus years now. I'm the one who gave him his name, Rhino. Ask him. Just back in the independent days when we were both in and around the Detroit, Michigan area, I was always on shows with him. I was like, man, this guy looks like a Sherman tank. He looks like a freaking Rhino. So I remember driving all night because I was at a show the night before and I wanted to tell him. So I get there and I was like, hey bro, Terry, come here. I was like, bro, you need to call yourself Rhino because you look like a rhino. And then I would like to say a month later he was going on TV in a different companies called Rhino. He was calling himself Rhino Richards. And then he went to ECW and just became Rhino. So you ask him where he got his name from. A lot of people take credit for it. Bang.
Melissa Santos, get her out of there! Get her out of there! Get her out of there! Doug! The masked man is here! Oh, God! Elgin, stop that! Bring down another one! That's Rhino! That's Rhino! Rhino just took out Michael Elgin! Waving back to the crowd! Rhino saved Brian Cage and Melissa Santos, and he cut Elgin in half, and I say good for him! Look at this! Impact Wrestling! Rhino is here in Impact! My God!
We keep our promises, so give it a run and ring that damn bell.
That was awesome, Rhino.
Thanks, Rhino. Good pop.
A little rough, you know. You don't mind if I sit right here, do you? Never gets easier, I'll tell you that much. Thank God the adrenaline's still going. The bleachers. That really fucking hurt. You know, when the adrenaline's going, it's okay, and the adrenaline's still going, but it's starting to fucking set in. Probably have just, I think, a rib or something. Another day at the office, I guess, right? In here 3 hours, 4 hours, they watch great talent, you know? And it's like, you know, they have enough gas in the tank, you know? Especially when you're on your way out and they start changing your name too. It's like a sign of respect. It never gets old. But I think it goes back to when I was saying earlier, they can identify with you, that daily grind, you know, whether it's on the road or at home.
You all right, Willie? All right?
Yeah.
It was awesome to see how people, they love you, man. And it was really good. Great stealing my shit going into the crowd. I appreciate that. And
Trust me, I don't want to. It hurts so much, Tommy. You know that.
The match was seriously was awesome. You took a belly to you took a German. What the hell are you doing?
I know. I didn't think he was going to put me down all of a sudden.
You're 7,000 pounds.
I know.
He's very strong.
Can't feel the mat, and all of a sudden I'm like, what is he doing? What is he doing? And all next thing you know,
He landed you perfect.
Yeah, and next thing you see the lights,
But I
and
know
you're
you're
like,
pussy
ow.
about your broken neck. You
You're
can't
right.
break it again, stupid.
Well, the levels above and below that I can. He's very hard on me. That's what he's like a father in the Ollie, come on by. You know, I learned so much off of him, and then the do's and don'ts, like don't go in the crowd because it can end up terrible for you. He goes in there, so it's don't do what he does. What you do, you're like, okay, this turned out bad for me this time. Yeah, and then just he was a mentor, since I was a young guy, and on a personal level too, he's been a great friend, even though he won't admit to it, because I think he's got to keep that rough exterior. Breathing's a little bit easier. How'd you do today? Awesome. Might need a tag partner.
You might?
Yeah.
I'm down.
All right. You do all the work and tag me in when they're either right, when you're done beating them up, or if they're tired done beating you up, one of the two. But don't tag me in until they're tired.
Okay.
So hopefully you can beat them up until they're tired. Deal?
Deal.
It's a good man right here. Good man. Teach him all I know. Just cover up. Big things for our future. All right, guys, I'm gonna go try and get some ice.
Well, you ask someone to go grab some stuff for you, and the old saying, if you want something done right, you do it yourself. It's supposed to be black, but it's maroon. Thank God I do wear maroon, so I can use this. We do not like the waste in the Rhino household. Here's a little unknown fact. When I'm on the road, and I'm in my own vehicle and I have to drive home, because in a lot of rest stops or gas stations, there's no recycling bins. In Canada there is, but in the States and other countries there isn't. But if I'm driving, what I'll do is I'll bring back bottles, plastics, and all that and throw it in my recycling bin, because I'm passionate about recycling. So, a little unknown fact. I gotta go get ready.
Hello, Tommy Dreamer. Last night was his first day in the wrestling business in years, not being under contract to WWE. So it was stepping back out of that world and coming into this one. And you could already see with him walking around, there's a little bit of a freshness to his attitude. There's a little bit of pep in his step, like he's out there. Now he knows he can be him. If he wants to cuss, he can cuss. If he wants to say something, he can say something. He's that elder statesman. He's one of those veterans here that everybody is going to look to. So he gets to relax and be himself, and he hasn't been allowed to do that for a very long time.
Oh, Dreamer, have you still not washed your knee pads?
No.
And that's been for how long?
My knee braces.
Braces?
My knee wraps.
Knee wrap.
Since 1995. 95. My neoprins, 1996. And my trace knee pads, 1995. Never been washed.
Because of superstition.
I'll stop wrestling.
Right.
Samson's hair.
And
I'll get hurt.
you've never rinsed them off in the sink and let them dry.
Never washed.
Yeah, so all
my
those
strength,
matches.
my juices.
Yes.
Blood of ECW.
So
travel pains of WWE, oppression from the WWE, and yeah, they're still there. They keep me going.
Believe it or not, they do not smell. I've roomed with the man. They actually wash themselves, I think.
My wraps have no elasticity. I could probably go from here to that door, and they would, that's why I'm still here.
Right. You know what's really
to the trade.
What's really crazy? I had a pair of underwear just like that.
I used to
After
wear the
10
same
years, I had to
underwear
throw
all the time.
Did you? But you would wash those.
Right now I'm wearing my Saturday underwear, yeah.
Nice.
I've had these for about 4 years.
Nice, but you watch though.
Why are you even talking to me? This is
Because
your
we're
documentary.
best
I
friends.
hate your guts.
No, he
to
loves
death.
me.
Bye.
Say I can't leave. No, don't say bye. See you later. It's never goodbye. He loves me. How can you not? I dropped tape again.
Last night, watching Rhino tumble down the bleachers and everything, it just always like clicks in my brain. Like, how is this guy still going? When you look at everything he's done, and he told me one of the reasons he wanted to be here, one of the reasons he chose to be here, and money aside, was that he was not going to spend the last productive years of his career sitting on the bench. He wants to be out there. This is what he loves doing. He grew up wanting to be a pro wrestler, and here he gets to be a pro wrestler.
Feeling good. A lot of Advil, you know, which is helps keep you going. And then when I don't need it, I try not to use it if I don't need it, because the more you use, the more tolerance your body builds up. So I keep that in mind. But yeah, woke up feeling pretty decent, limping a little bit, but I try not to sell it. You don't want people seeing that, you know, you got a bum wheel or a bum wing, you know. So.
He can talk, but then he'll go out in the ring and he'll walk the walk. So it's easy for me to say, hey guys, do this, this, and this. But Rhino will just go, watch me tonight and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And he'll go out in the ring and do it, and he'll come back and go, see? And then you'll see eyes light up and go, that's what he means.
I've been lucky enough to work with Rhino in the past, in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. And first of all, he's a great dude, and I don't think anybody can say a bad word about anybody I talk to. Nobody can say a bad word about him. But as far as like the resources and what he actually brings to the locker room, again, a locker room leader, a guy who has done it over and over, all over. Every company he's gone to, he succeeded. He's doing something right, and that gives us the chance to let's pay attention. He comes in here, let's see why he succeeded everywhere he goes. When you get to the point where you feel like you're not learning anything, that's the time to retire. That's the time to give it up, because every time I go out there in the ring, every time I get to the back, I'm usually pissed off about something, because something didn't go right, something could have done better. We're all of our own worst critics, and you know, that's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because it can drive you crazy. But I'm very excited to have Rhino here, and I'm excited to do some stuff with him going forward, because he's one of the best at what he does, and he's here for a reason.
Look at them quads, Gage. If I had quads like that, I'd have another 20 years in the wrestling business. That's what Terry Funk told me. He looked at me, he goes, kid, if I had legs and an ass like that, I'd have 20 more years in the wrestling business.
I'm topless. Ace bandage, 1995. Neoprene, 1996. Trace knee pads, 1995. Never washed. Do they smell, Mr. Cameraman? They do not. Thank you very much. This is the power.
I've showed you a secret. This is a documentary. Expose the secrets of Tommy Dreamer.
You know, if he wanted to kind of sit back and relax and maybe not go as hard as that, but his debut comes as a street fight and goes out and tears it up. Like, that should fire everybody up. That fires me up. When I see stuff like that, it's like, man, all right, this is why we're doing it. This is what we're doing. He's giving himself up. He's come here to help the company. Let's take advantage. We gotta all run with this now, you know?
Or that t-shirt out there. Getting the network over. You're welcome. Just kidding.
I think so.
Right now I'm just physically, mentally, and emotionally drained. The heat just adds to it. My body hurts all over. I think he caught me in the chin a couple times. Everything still moves, so it's like I live to fight another day. Thanks, boys, for the loop. Yeah. See you next month, or in a couple weeks, whatever it is. Good thing I didn't try to become a basketball player. Hopefully I can get 6 to 8 years. I definitely want to find that next superstar. I want to help them, even if it's never stepping foot in the ring. Give them advice, what to do, what not to do. Pro wrestling's life, plain and simple.